This is my absolute favorite time of year. We are starting anew in 2024. And whenever you are listening to this episode, I hope you have that feeling of new beginnings, because there is something magical knowing that you are starting something new. As a teacher, I always loved August because I was getting ready for September and the start of a school year. I absolutely love the reset of the new year. And so I am coming into this episode so excited for what is to come. I am also excited to really forecast the future. Really think about how my actions in 2024 are going to get me closer to my goal, or they are going to hinder my goal. And just having that acceptance that I am in control of my actions and what I create in the upcoming year actually feels really empowering. And I hope you are feeling that too. You understand that the actions you bring to your team or the actions you bring to your family are truly going to either set them up for success or hold you back from achieving something with that group of people. So today, we're going to talk about two things. Number one, what do you want for those people? In the month of December, we have been investigating. First, we investigated leadership. Then we investigated you. Then we investigated the culture that you want. And today, we're going to investigate the people in your space, but we're also going to think about them not in your space. And what do you want for these individuals, right? And then we're going to talk about how to go after your goals in 2024 and or in the year ahead whenever you are listening to this episode. So it is going to be full of action and excitement and empowerment, and I cannot wait. So let's go. I want to start with a very quick thank you. For those of you who don't know, starting a podcast has been on my vision board, if you will, since 2020. I went down to Atlanta, Georgia with my dear friend Abby, and while we were down there, we brainstormed 50 episode topics. And I was on fire to get started with a podcast, and fear literally stopped me from starting this podcast until August of 2023, almost 3.5 years later. And so if you hear that, I hope that inspires you to take action and not wait that amount of time, literally just push fear aside and get started, because this has been so fun. I knew I wanted to do this, and this has just been an incredible opportunity, a really good way for me to grow in my speaking and really kind of organizing my thoughts in a way that are clear for those listening. I rely a lot on video or in-person presentations, and so doing these audio presentations has been really fun for me to think about you as the listener instead of me as the presenter. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I am excited for what 2024 has to bring for the What If It Works podcast. But I also want to remind all of you that are listening are truly helping this dream come true. So I appreciate you. I'm so glad you're here. You are definitely my people. And now let's get into this episode and talk about your people. One thing that was so interesting about being an educator is I never really felt in my college days, in my classes, even with my new principal, I never felt like there was a moment where I was sat down and talked to about what do you want for your students? I feel like I was given the curriculum and I was given advice on how to discipline my students. And I was given feedback on what type of rules I should have in my classroom. But I don't think I was ever asked, what do you want for your students long term that you can help them with while they are in your classroom space? And just think of the impact that question could have on a teacher, a leader, their students, their people. So I ask you this question today, and I hope there are educators listening, because This question is not about you and what you want to teach. This question is, what type of leaders do you want to build? What type of success do you want to see your students achieve well after they leave this classroom? For those of you who don't know, I taught middle school and high school. And so those students, I was gearing them up for jobs, for future careers, for their belief in themselves to go to college or take the right path for them to be an apprentice, or for them to go to a 2-year school, for them to get a certification. I was really close to that point in their lives. And if you would have sat me down, I mean, my answers would have been very different at age 22 when I started teaching than my answers at age 32 when I came back into the classroom. But either way, what an incredible way to look at your job. So right now, I'm going to ask you this question. As a leader, as a team leader, as a manager, as a parent of your kids, what do you want for them in the future that you can help them gain or start to understand now? Now, I'm going to tell you, as a teacher, when I came back into the classroom, I understood this to the core. And I really allowed my curriculum, if you will, but also like my daily work with my students to truly set them up for future success. And I think that's really interesting as a leader. We want to see them be successful right now. And I don't know about you, I am someone who is very short-sighted when I think about goals and achievements. I want to see achievements now. I want to see kids win today. I want to see myself succeed today. And I don't want to think about 10 years from now. It's really interesting when I do some reflection on that. It's comical. I'm actually afraid to talk about the future. It's wild. Anyways, with your people, I want you to think about, what do you want from them a year from now? What do you want for them at the end of December 2024? What do you want to help them build? Is it accountability? Is it better communication? Is it the ability to show up to work and get started right away? Is it the problem-solving skills? What do you want them to strengthen and be able to achieve? And again, if there are educators listening, man, put your head down and dive into this. What do you want your students to be able to do at age 20 because you started that mindset shift for them in 6th grade, in 8th grade, in 10th grade? What do you hope they do for others? I just yesterday, fun fact, hope he listens, because I did mention to him that I started a podcast. I ran into a former student yesterday, and in Walmart, in a town I do not live near. And he says, "Ann, vote?" And I turn around and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever." Give him a big hug, find out he's engaged, and he has a 1-year-old child. And what was so beautiful about this moment is I remember this student when I was back in the classroom and I was really working on how do I help my students be not only kind in the future, not only be responsible in the future, but like love other people well, be open communicators with their spouses or their kids, right? And how can I help them understand vulnerability and how that can be a strength? And with this student in particular, we had some extremely vulnerable moments where he would apologize for breaking down in front of me. And I would say, "Stop apologizing. I am here for you. And this moment you're experiencing right now is okay. You need to have this moment right now so that you can get through this valley, right? You can get through what you're going through right now, and you can come out on the other side. And if you push this moment away and you keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, you'll never go through it and you'll never get over it." And I remember there was a very specific day where we had a head-to-head. It felt really uncomfortable, but it needed to happen for him to move forward. And literally running into him 10 years later, and he is thriving, and he has a great relationship and a new child. Like, it was just a beautiful full circle moment yesterday. And I'm so grateful for my former students who will stop me out shopping or, whatever. And I get to learn about who they've become. And I think they know, I hope they know, if I have former students listening, I hope you know how much I want for you, how much I want for you to find your passion and feel successful and find healthy relationships and learn and grow. And I feel that way as a leader about my people who were my students, right? What do you want for yours? Really think about that. What is it that you feel you could help them with now that when they leave your company, they leave your house, they leave your classroom, they are in a better position to succeed because you help them nurture those skills, sharpen those skills, and really become successful in that area. And I'm talking soft skills at this point, right? Some of you might be working in technical skills, and you helping someone right now will better their future, absolutely. So I shouldn't have just said soft skills. These could be technical skills as well. But I want you to think about you as the leader having incredible opportunity in front of you to build other people up. The reason this came so hard at me was when I realized I had a lot of students who didn't believe in themselves, right? You can go back to past episodes where I talk about confidence, but this is really where it is, right here. If people don't believe in themselves and their leader doesn't help them believe in themselves, they are not going to try, they are not going to attempt, and they are going to stay small, thinking small, shooting small, right? They're not going to go for those bigger opportunities. They're not going to believe that those bigger opportunities can come to them. They don't believe in their worth. They don't believe that someday that will be them because of their belief in themselves or what other people have said to them. So I want you to remind yourself as a leader, yes, you can teach technical skills, but you can also grow people's confidence that they are worthy human beings, that they are valuable, that they have purpose, and that inside them is passion. You as a leader can pull that out of them. All of us have experienced it. You've either had a coach or a teacher or a parent pull something out of you that they saw in you before you knew you had it. And some of you might be thinking, Anne, in the capacity in which I work with my staff, I can't do that. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the resources. And I call BS. Absolutely, you can take the time. And I'm not asking you to take an hour a day. I'm asking you to take 30 seconds that when someone does something well, you're pointing it out. That when someone helps you in a way, you say, thank you so much for this. Your hard work and attention to detail is now going to allow me to do X, Y, Z, right? When you see that they are a valuable member of your sales team, you're going to thank them for their time and their effort. And you're going to say out loud, you are such a valuable member of this team. Someday, when you are the lead sales rep, this is going to happen for you, right? Put them in the future. Help them understand they have a future. Help them understand that they have the worth and give them the belief in themselves because friends, some of them are really struggling with this. And I think this is where we see people get stuck and people get in a really negative mindset. And so you as a leader have an opportunity to not only increase productivity within your office, not only increase efficiency, not only increase respect, but increase value, increase purpose and passion in other people. And honestly, if there was anything you could do, I hope it is that. I hope you are listening going, holy cow, I have an opportunity at my fingertips every single day to shift a mindset, to change a life, to change your trajectory. And again, if you are an educator, please hear me out. You have an opportunity every hour of the day to do this for a kid. And as a leader, you have the opportunity to do this for a 22-year-old coming in on the job, to set them up for success for when they hit their mid-30s or 40s. Even if you are working with older people who have had this idea that they are not worthy for the last so many years because they haven't got promoted, because they haven't seen opportunity come to them, you still can build them up, right? 50 is the new 30, right? That's what I'm saying. That way 40 is the new 20. But really, truly, we have opportunity at our fingertips, and we really need to think about how we can utilize our time and our talents to help our people in our space succeed now, but also build that belief in them so that they can succeed in the future. Ooh, now we're getting fired up. All right. Can you tell this is like my passion right here, and that this is what drives me. This is what drives me to speak. This is what drives me to do culture coaching. This is what drives me on this podcast. Helping people see the opportunities in front of them to support other people to reach their goals. Oh, so exciting. You can't see me. I'm like fist pumping over here. All right. Now let's take this to the next level. As I said, in this month, we've investigated your leadership. We've investigated who you want to be. We've investigated what type of culture you want. And we've investigated what you want for your people. And now we got to wrap that up, and we got to investigate your direction. Where are you going, and what do you want to focus on? So often we can hear this information. We can get really pumped up. We can get excited. We can get inspired. We can get empowered. And we can be moved to take action. But sometimes we don't know what actions to take. And then, because we're not consistent with those actions, we fail to move forward. And so what I would love for you to do, whether right now, if you can safely do this, wonderful. If not, do it later. I want you to make a list of 3 things you're going to commit to for your team, for yourself, and for your team. What 3 actions can you take that will not only support yourself in thriving, but support other people in thriving as well? This could be something as simple as, I am going to clearly communicate on Monday my expectations for the week. Now that serves you because it allows you to think through what needs to get done so you can stay productive, but it also helps you thrive by getting that list off your plate and out to the team so that as a team you can be productive and efficient and effective, right? Maybe the action is show gratitude more often. Now, if you do not know, gratitude is actually linked, sharing gratitude is actually linked to your happiness in reality. That you get a boost of endorphins when you give out gratitude, when you say thank you for this, when you tell someone I appreciate you, you get a boost in endorphins. So you gain and they gain at the same time. And so thinking about what's an action you can take that helps you thrive and people on your team thrive, there it is. Maybe it's I'm going to show gratitude every day before 5 p.m. Or I'm going to make a list of gratitude in the morning, and throughout the day, the people that I wrote down on my gratitude list, I'm going to make sure to go have a one-on-one conversation with them. And again, I am not asking you to have a 5-minute conversation. I'm asking you to walk by this individual and give them appreciation for something you saw them do from the day before, the week before. Something that you saw them do that morning that really helped you. That's it. It's simple gratitude. I want you to think of 3, and I want you to write them down, and I want you to put them somewhere where you will see it. if you are a parent and you're thinking about this for yourself at home, what are 3 things you can do to help yourself thrive and your spouse and your children, right? And your roommates, whatever your situation is. Think about things you can do that will set you both up for success and really drive you in a positive direction forward. Okay? Why is this important to write it down? Number 1, it goes in your brain. Number 2, we know that goals, actions written down, you are more likely to take than just thinking of them. Number 3, putting them somewhere you're going to see is going to be a consistent reminder. And if you have not taken my impact training, the T in impact stands for transform, and it is all about consistency. What is something you can do consistently? And I want you to think about, what if this works and truly starts to shift your culture in a very positive way just by giving 1 piece of gratitude a day? One thing. Not the same thing. You're not going to thank your husband every single night for doing the dishes. No. You are going to thank them one night for doing the dishes. You are going to thank them one night for greeting you when they walked in the door, because it makes you feel, that you are appreciated or seen when they walk in. It could be something as simple as picking up their laundry or helping you chop vegetables, right? Whatever it is, imagine what 30 days of gratitude would look like in your relationship with this other person. Same with your children. What would 30 days of gratitude look like if every day you were thanking them for something they did that you saw them do? Think of what this would look like for your team. Think of what this would look like for your managers. 1 simple 10 seconds a day of gratitude. What could that do? And what if it works to truly shift it in a positive way? Your actions make a difference. That is the message of this podcast. And so what actions are you going to consistently take with you for the next week, the next month, the next year? As we go into 2024, is there something you could do differently at staff meetings? Is there something you could do differently at that weekly team meeting? Is there something you can do differently at that monthly all-staff meeting? What can you be doing to slowly or quickly shift your culture into a positive space where people not only feel good being in the space, but they want to give and serve in that space at the same time? And I really think there is a key to this. If you are looking for a way to learn some more strategies with this, right? You've been investigating during the month of December and you're like, Anne, now what? Okay, I made this list of 3 things, but I don't think that's going to be enough. The Lead with Impact cohort is coming back in February of 2024. And in the Lead with Impact cohort, you learn the strategies to set people up for success, follow through consistently, get extremely clear in your communication so that your team knows exactly what to do and is excited to meet your expectations. You learn how to problem solve in 2 minutes, not only coming up with a solution, but empowering the other people that you are working with to take action. There's an entire section in there on appreciation and gratitude. And we talk about cultivating connections so that people feel not only connected at work, but excited to collaborate and grow as a team. And then obviously the T is transform. At the end of the cohort, you then commit to the actions that you are confident and you know will truly start to shift that culture. So I'm planting that seed now because registration will be open in mid-January. And so if you are thinking this is something for you, you're going to want to make sure to follow on social media at Ann Vote, or that's on Instagram, or over on Facebook, the Impact to Influence Facebook page. So that more information will be launching in January and the cohort will be starting in February. And again, it is really simple. Give you the strategies to now go create the shift that you know your team needs. This could be a great opportunity if you have a few of you that are in leadership to work on together so that you are learning and growing in those skills at the same time. Then there's accountability for all of you to continue to move forward after the cohort ends. It is only a 4-week program, but it really gets you crystal clear within those 4 weeks so that you can take action and really cruise in the spring to creating and shifting that culture in the way that you know will best support your people. So keep your eye out for that. Tell me what these 3 things are. I would absolutely love it if you went over to Instagram and you posted your 3 consistent actions that you really want to see to help you and your team thrive. If you do not want to post these publicly, send me a direct message. Let me know, what are you thinking you really need to step into and be consistent with so that you and your team, you and your spouse, you and your kids can truly thrive. Because when people feel that they are in a space they can thrive, they are going to be more willing to try and fail. They're going to be more willing to attempt to achieve and really truly live out their full potential. And isn't that what we want for people around us? That they are able and free to live out their true potential. I hope so, because that is exactly what leaders want for their people. And before I forget and before I wrap up, I want to thank those of you who got entered into the December giveaway. There is a dynamite winner who is over on the Impact to Influence Facebook page, and you are the lucky winner of one of my favorite leadership books, one of my favorite things to give out as a leader, and a $25 gift card for you to buy whatever you want this end of the year season. So hop on over to Impact to Influence on Facebook and see if you are tagged as the winner of the giveaway. Thank you to those of you who are entered and on there, and keep listening because I know there will be more giveaways in 2024. 2024 is going to be an incredible year, and I hope you feel that too. I hope you get empowered and excited to truly go try something new in 2024 and really set yourself up for success, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe that means slowing down for you. And maybe that means going all in on those fears and just conquering that fear and getting over it and getting started with something new. Whatever it is, I am so grateful that you are here and along for the ride. In 2024, the podcast is going to have some guests. I wanted to make sure to set up the podcast with kind of my values and my mission before bringing anyone in and getting that confused. And so I am excited. I feel confident that going into 2024, bringing on guests now will just make the podcast even better, have more impact, because I will be able to weave what my message is with what other people are doing out in the world that could inspire you as well. Stay tuned, stay in the loop, keep going and keep living out your dream. And if you feel like you're not, let's take one step today to get you closer to where you want to be, because that is truly going to help you find your passion, find your purpose, and live out your full potential. I am so grateful you are here, and now go out there and create change.